Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, and we are on episode 24, which is incredible to me. And when I think about the fact that I missed 2 weeks for being gone and just taking a little break, that means that we have been doing this for 26 weeks, and that is exactly half a year. So, yay, us. We are stamping together every Saturday and loving every minute of it. At least I am. I'm hoping you are too. It's a really busy day here in the Stampin' Nut studio, and we are going to have all kinds of activity all day. Excuse me. I have training with my team today, and it's an all-day event, and it's virtual, and it's just going to be a really fun day. We started with a Zoom this morning, and we're going to end with a Zoom and some prizes later tonight. So it's going to be really fun. It's a full day of stamping, which I love. It is the best, right? So I'm hoping where you are, everything is happy and healthy. Good morning, ladies. Yay, so glad you're joining. I am excited because this was probably the least amount of supplies we've had, at least in a while, for our card, but don't worry, it's going to be fabulous. So I'm hoping you're ready. You've got your supplies going, and I'm going to flip the camera and show you the papers that I am going to be using. Oh, Nancy, shoot. Okay, well, if you can't hear me, you can't hear me say that. So, good morning, Marie. Good morning, yeah, good morning. Good morning, Denise. All right, girls, let's get this going. And if there are any guys watching, stamp with us, please. All right, here are the papers I am using today. They are called First Frost, and I wanted a big zoom out on this because I wanted you to see all of the beautiful papers in this pack. And what I love, I'll zoom in now, what I love about them is that they're silver foil on one side and beautiful realistic scenery on the other. So we've got this gorgeous paper, and I'm actually going to use one that has a little bit of Highland Heather color in it. So we're going to use those papers for mine today. I decided I wanted to go Christmassy today, even though, we don't want to rush into Christmas. We do want to plan ahead. So here is my Peace and Joy stamp set that I'm using today. And let me grab my supplies. All right, let's start with the stamping and get that going. I've got my 2 1/4 inch circle. If you are a heavy paper crafter, you probably have some sort of punch about that size or dies. And if not, I said you could use a square. That would work too. I think visually this will be just a little bit more appealing, but I think both will be really nice. So I can't wait to see your projects, because if you used a square, I want to see what that looks like too. I'm starting with Highland Heather ink and my Joy from the Peace and Joy stamp set. And you can stamp however it's going to look nice. I'm going to stamp my Joy a little bit further up. And then I'm going to use 2 colors. I'm cheating. I'm going to use the Seaside Spray. And then we're going to ink the Joy to the World. I'm going to do a practice run for this. I'm a little bit worried about how inky it is. I think that'll work. All right, so Joy to the World is what mine is going to say. And then we're going to set that aside. And then we need our piece of 5.5 by 8.5 inch cardstock. And we're going to take out our trimmer or scoring tool of whatever type you have. And I am going to score it in half at 4¼ inches. Okay, so that's just fine. That's normal, right? And I'll just kind of pause for a second to help you catch up. Make sure you've got your scored line there. I'm going to show you what you can do if you didn't have a scoring tool, so don't worry. Just hang in there just a sec. Good morning, Lynn. Next week, Lynn, you'll get to be with me live when I do this. Maybe you can be my camera holder. We'll have to talk about that. All right. And then we're going to move this over and go at 2 1/8 inch. So we're going to have it in half and then in half again. So what I want to say is that you can fold that in half. You can fold your cardstock in half and then open it up and fold in half up to the line, up to the first fold line that you made. So even if you don't have a scoring tool, you can do it that way. And then we also want to do the 2 1/8 inch on this side. So we'll score that at 2 1/8 again. So what you'll do if you don't have a scoring tool is fold the cardstock in half, open it up, fold this side in half to the fold line that you made, and fold this side in half to the fold line that you made. Okay? Because what we're making is kind of a tunnel. All right, just like, boop, like that. All right. Then take your DSP. If it's directional, you will want to fold it in half so that it's still directional on both sides. So you'll want to see it up and down on both sides. So mine is kind of directional. Here's the sky up here. So I wanted to make sure I still have that sky on the top and not fold it in half this way. So that's what it should look like next. Then we're going to bring back this paper right here, our cardstock, and we're going to put adhesive on half. And what we're going to do is attach this to, I guess, the left-hand side flap. I don't know if I'm explaining this well. Do as I do, not as I say. So that the fold goes right up against that edge. And then you've got borders on the left and on the bottom. Okay? So what you're going to have right now is something that looks like this. I hope you can kind of see that. It's a little complicated, but it's not super tricky, I don't think. You just have to just work your way through it. I think you'll be all right. It's a fun little card, so the end will be great. All right, then we'll put adhesive on the back of this side. And we're going to stick that together like that. So you'll be able to squish it this way, squish it that way. So it's now in your tunnel because this piece has kept it together. Are you with me? I'm hoping you're still with me. So I'm using the Seaside Spray cardstock, and then the Designer Series paper has a little bit of Seaside Spray and Highland Heather in it, which is why I did my Joy to the World like I did. And then we're going to take our circles. You should have 2 circles. I said 1 to 1.5 inches. I'm using a 1-inch circle, and you're going to fold both of those circles in half. So they're going to look like that. And I have fingernails, so I'm able to crease those if you want to use a bone fuller or whatever you've got handy. All right, I'll kind of pause at this point to make sure everybody's caught up. This one, like I said, is, it takes a few steps, but man, it's so cool to see a card come together that doesn't really have a lot of supplies, right? Okay, so now we're going to put adhesive on half of the circle. So just on one side, on both of these. And we're going to layer them about, quarter inch from the top of our DSP and right up against that fold. So you see what I mean? Right up against the fold, not over the fold though, because you want it to be able to still crease and fold. Okay, so now you've got both pieces there right like that with the folded edges up against the fold of your DSP. Okay. Are we together? If you have squares, it works the same way. So you can fold the squares in half and attach them next to the fold. All right, then we're going to take the adhesive and put it on the other halves of the circles. And then your large circle will go on top so that it pops up like that. So then when the person who receives your card gets it, you can have a message on the back. I've done it before where you put a couple pieces of white in these panels, or one of these can be a white panel, and then you can write your message on the back. And then when the person receives it, they can put it up on their mantle or on their window pane or windowsill, and it can be a nice display there because it'll sit right up like that with the words popping out. What do you think? Not very many supplies, but a super cute card. And I'm hoping to see your projects in this thread. I know I always harp on that, but I do love to see them, and all of your different ideas and styles and designer series papers and things like that. So I hope that you do that so that I can see those. I almost flipped the camera before showing you my inspiration. I received this as a swap several years ago, or a couple years ago. And I've made cards like this before, but they're maybe slightly more complicated. So this one, with really quite an easy layout, I thought would be perfect for Stamp Together Saturday. So there you have it. I am so glad that you joined me today in making this fun fold card. And I look forward to next week. I will be on location at Lily Estates in Hanscom, Minnesota, or outside of beautiful Hanscom, Minnesota. And I will figure out a way to do it from there. And I'm looking forward to seeing you. And if I have to be outside, I'll be outside. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. So, all right. Thank you. Have a great day. And Nutsos, I will see you on our Nutsos page. Have a good day. Bye.